What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Effortless Gent. Today I want to talk about how to get that sockless look without actually going sockless, because when you wear shoes without socks, your shoe tends to turn into like this sweaty, swampy mess, and that's no fun at all. So today I have 3 different options for you as far as going sockless. Now, I encourage you to try all of these options, but your mileage may vary. So some options may work for you and some may not, but I think it's good to give all of these a try just in case. And you really won't know what works best for you until you try them all. I also put an article together on effortlessgent.com. I will link to it above in the card and you can check it out. It's basically all my no-show sock selections that I personally love. All right, so option number 1 is these guys. It's your basic no-show sock. So there are 2 obvious pros with no-show socks. One being that you achieve that sockless look, yet you're still wearing socks. You just can't see them, right? And number 2, the no-show socks absorb sweat like a regular sock do, so you're not gonna have that swampy, sweaty feeling that you get when you sweat all up in your shoes, and that's really gross and uncomfortable. All right, the cons though of no-show socks, this is the biggest one. Honestly, they all slip off at some point. Now, the brands that make no-show socks and they say that they stay on, they don't. And even if they do, they're not real no-show socks. You know why? Because the socks are just bigger. They come up higher on the top of your foot, which is fine if you're wearing shoes like sneakers or things with a higher vamp. But if you're wearing shoes with a low vamp, like loafers, most boat shoes, you're gonna see your no-show socks. Therefore, they're not even really no-shows at that point. I did find a few brands that I really like. The higher end option is from Mr. Porter. It's from a brand called, I believe it's pronounced Falk. They are $15 a pair, and they're probably like your best option as far as if you don't have a budget, 1, 2, and they just have like a really nice quality and feel to them. They also stay on your feet really well, just based on how they're designed. Option number 2 is actually from Uniqlo. They are, I believe, $190 or $390 a pair. I can't really remember, but they are a great option, and yes, they're budget, but they happen to be actually one of the better options that I found. They do not slip off my feet, and the way that they designed it, that it's still a really low profile sock, meaning they're lower on the top of your foot, so you can wear them with shoes like loafers or boat shoes. I will link to all of these in the description box below, so just go ahead and check that out. All right, so option number 2, they're called Pedag Deo Fresh insoles. I found them on Amazon. They're made out of a natural cotton terry cloth on top, and then at the bottom they have these natural sisal fibers, which according to the Amazon description, they use sisal fibers when making ropes on ships. So they're naturally absorbent, and they're also really cushiony when you walk on them. All right, so here are a few of the pros that I find with the Pedag Deo Fresh insoles. 1, it feels like you're wearing a sock. It's just at the bottom of your foot, right? So you get the benefit of like absorption of sweat with these insoles, but it's just not a regular sock, so you don't have to worry about it slipping off. 2, the natural sisal, I think it's pronounced sisal, we're gonna go with sisal, fibers help with absorption of that moisture, and also it adds a little bit of cushion to your steps, so they're really soft, and it honestly just feels like you're wearing a cotton sock. Like I said, you don't have to worry about anything slipping off your heel like typical no-show socks tend to do, and best of all, they are a true no-show. No one's gonna know that you aren't wearing socks because you're not, but you get the benefit of socks because the bottom of these insoles are sock-like. So you feel me. So I should mention there are a few cons, not from me, but from other people that I've recommended this to that don't like them. So I wanted to mention them to you guys just to kind of give you a well-rounded view of this product. 1, you might find them a little bit uncomfortable. Obviously, they're not a real sock, so if you have problems with certain shoes rubbing at the top of your foot or maybe the side of your toes, things like that, you're not gonna get that natural protection that you would from a regular sock. These insoles are definitely thick. They thin out over time because as you walk on them, they just naturally get thinner, but they are thicker in general. So they add a little bit of thickness to the bottom of your shoe, which means that if you are wearing a shoe that is already tight, it's going to be even tighter. So you'll have to stretch out your shoes or just deal with it. And if you're wearing things like maybe an unlined loafer or something that has a little bit of stretch in them, you might actually stretch out the shoe, which is unfortunate. And so you'll always have to wear these DeoFresh insoles with them. Otherwise, the shoe just feels too loose without them. If you need socks to help you with, controlling the sweat, then obviously these might not work well for you because these aren't real socks. But although in my experience, they do absorb a lot of the sweat already, I'm not a big foot sweater, so I can't really tell you if it will help you if you sweat a lot. But I do find that they do absorb the moisture really well just from everyday walking around the city. So those are the 3 potential cons that you might face if you try the Pedag DeoFresh insoles. All right, so option number 3, the Cedar Insert by a brand called Zederna? I think I'm saying that right. So the Cedar Inserts from Zederna, I might be pronouncing that wrong, are actually my favorite option. So this insert is made from a thin piece of cedar wood up top, and then at the bottom there's like this absorbent, I don't really know what it is. It's like a cotton twill sort of material at the bottom. Cedar is naturally sweat absorbing and antibacterial, and also it has a really fresh smell, so it's naturally deodorizing as well. These are probably my favorite of all the 3 options. Why? And I'm gonna mention why here in the pros, because 1, they are super thin. You can't even tell that you have an insert in your shoe. Like I mentioned with the Pedags, they are a little bit thicker, so you're gonna notice them at first, especially when they're brand new. But these Cedar inserts, I don't notice them at all. They're just so thin. These inserts look really flat at first, and so when you insert them into your shoe, it might look like it doesn't really fit. And once you start walking on them, it sort of molds to the bottom of your foot and also the shoe itself. And then it just becomes like a part of that shoe. Another pro is that I feel like they're really cool. Like my foot stays cool when I'm wearing these. I don't know if it's because it's the cedar or if it's just because there's not really a lot of like that cotton terry sock feeling in my shoe, but it just feels really airy and light. And obviously you have the benefit of it being a true no-show sock option. Obviously they're not socks, you can't see them, they're insoles, so you do get that sockless look without having to go truly sockless. So a few cons with the Cedar Insert. 1, like I said, they are really thin and you are walking on a piece of cedar wood. So if your feet are sensitive or you need like that extra cushion in your shoe, then you might not like these as much. They aren't as absorbent as the Pedag DeoFresh insoles or like regular socks. So if you are a heavy sweater, they may not absorb as much of that moisture as you need them to. But again, like I said, give them a try and see how they work for you. That's 2 of the only cons I can really think about for this product. I feel like, if you are pretty normal as far as like not being a heavy sweater or not being too sensitive with the needs of like a cushion on your foot, then I think you're gonna like this option because yes, it does provide that moisture absorption just a little bit, and it does allow you to rock a true no-show sock look. All right, fellas, that's all I got for you. Like I said, I will link to all of these products in the description box below, so make sure you go and check that out. If you want a more detailed description of like the stuff I've tested as far as like no-show socks and even these inserts, go ahead and check out that article. It's I'm gonna link to it up here somewhere. Go ahead and check that out. And also, I want to tell you to join the course, the program, Smart Sharp Style. It's an awesome program, and we're doing a special for you guys, YouTube subscribers. And what it's going to do is help you build that lean wardrobe from scratch. And I have links in there for you. I have images, I have descriptions, everything that you need to know to build a really great wardrobe from scratch in a lean way, and you're gonna have at the end a really great Smart Sharp style. So it is called Smart Sharp Style. The program is awesome. Go ahead and check that out. I will also link to that in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Cool, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.